Hello everyone, welcome back to Stat385. So this week we are going to have our exam. So there's going to be no regular scheduled. There's no in-person class in this, anyways. But there's going to be no lecture videos or anything like that. It's just going to be your exam. What I will have is a video in which I go through the practice exam, and if you see this right now and you're trying to see what I did, I ask you to pause and make sure that you go through the practice exam first. So in Prairie Learn, there is a practice exam. It's free to take. There's no credit. You won't get docked any points for anything like that. The point of putting it up here is that you can familiarize yourself with the system in which we are implementing for you to take your exam, which may be sort of confusing or cumbersome, at least the first go through. You can see that I've gone through it a few times. So I wanted to get familiarized with it. I also did my video, so it took a bit for me to get used to it. So of course I'm also trying to talk through and do this video on top of taking the exam. So I don't necessarily think that me doing multiple attempts means that you need to do multiple attempts. It should be slightly easier for you to go through it. Anyway, so you can go here, click New Instance. We'll have a pledge. I am allowed to take this assessment. I will not receive any unauthorized assistance. And then you can certify, and then you can go start the assessment. And then in another video, I will go through this, but you can see how points work, where you get for checkbox questions, you get one shot at getting all the points, and after that you get two shots to get all the points, and you can see how they go. Again, your best strategy when taking the exam is to try to get the most points you can in the fewest number of attempts, but be careful, go through your work. These questions, I'm pretty confident that we wrote this exam in a way where you have ample time to do it. So, you should have RStudio up and ready to go, and then you can test your functions and your objects that we ask you to create, and you have plenty of time. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. And you can see now I have 4 instances for it. Okay, so it doesn't matter. You can just do as many of these as you like. Okay, so that's essentially the week. We have this welcome video that you're watching and this practice exam. Let's see. Oops, I should say see syllabus. I'll update this webpage anyways. So before we get into the week, I'm going to ask that you read the exam policy yet again. It's very important to make sure that you read this, and then recall that you are going to navigate to Prairie Test from your computer or laptop, and this is the device that you're going to use to take the exam. Be mindful of the materials which you are required, the materials that are allowed, and the materials that are banned. Okay, so you get to the exam early. When is the exam? You have date, time. So you get to the exam a little bit early, get yourself set up, then go to Prairie Test. Okay. And yeah. And there's some screens that you'll have to navigate through. And then also you have a secondary device, phone or secondary device, that you'll also navigate to Prairie Test for, and you get your setup so that we can see your screen as you're working on the exam and can see your overall workspace to make sure that you don't have any banned substances that you're using or banned materials, I should say. Several of you have gone through this successfully. I need to respond to some of your emails, but some of you have gone through this successfully to schedule a conflict exam. We are not in the business of denying conflict exams. That being said, we are, what's the way to say it? We do need you to make sure that you submit this request at least 2 business days before the exam. Because the way that we have our setup and we're allocating students to exam spots just require, and the number of people that we have to proctor this exam and everything, the logistics on our end require just some lead-in time so that we can actually administer this exam. Okay, so several of you have done this successfully and have done it very early on, so thank you for being on top of it so that we can plan ahead and have a smooth running exam. And if you have yet to do it, now is the time. Okay, so some more information on secondary device. This is, read everything. It's all important. But this is a set of instructions for how to get set up. And ultimately, when you get to your, these cell phone instructions, you're going to sign in with SSO and use your specify Illinois here and use your Illinois credentials, and that should take you to the usual, login screen, or fairly standard login screen. Okay, so that's for getting set up with your secondary device. Let's see. Do not use any form of electronic communication. So that's going to be something that is, okay, so it's very easy to see if you're communicating, when we're proctoring this exam, so don't do it. And if you do it, we're going to have to, submit an academic integrity violation. We don't want to have to do it. So you are being warned about that. And one of the most common ways where this gets tripped up is that you get set up and there's no like link for you to join the exam. I'm going to have our TAs and proctors join early to give you the material you need, but the link will be coming. Just be patient. It will happen. If you email a friend and get it and sign into a different session, we're going to see that, and that's going to be an academic integrity violation. You shouldn't be communicating electronically for the exam. So just don't do it. We'll be here. Our group will be here and alive during the exam period and before, and you can email us if you're worried. I ask that you be patient, but yes. So don't email your friends. Okay. Exam will cover all material up to including quiz 4 and lab 4, required, allowed, and banned. So just have a blank R script, don't have previous quizzes open, don't have handwritten or paper notes, and you can't use large language models, including ChatGPT. Okay. So those are the main points. And then in this video, I actually go through the practice exam, and I again encourage you very strongly to just go through the practice exam on your own. It's better if you go through the entire thing, but at least go through a few questions just to familiarize yourself with how this is going to actually work. We tried to make it as similar as possible to quizzes and labs. I know that there's this extra additional step of going to prairie test that's going to happen on the exam, but other than that, it's the actual format of the exam is pretty similar, but you don't get these unlimited number of attempts. You instead get finite attempts with decreasing points that you will get. So I think that the main point is, even though it's similar enough to quizzes and labs, is getting your testing game down. You're testing your code game down before you actually submit. And after you do a few attempts at questions in the practice exam, then you can go watch the video and see how I do it, and hopefully that will build some confidence for you having done it previously as you enter into the exam. And again, these practice exams, they're free. You could just hit new instance button all day and just let it go. I mean, there's nothing, I mean, that's what I just did right now. I'm not worried about it. Yeah, that's the week. Regular scheduled office hours, and video on practice exam. Go through the practice exam first. Okay. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on Thursday, and then our team will see you on Friday for conflict exams. And I know that there's one or two of you that couldn't make a conflict exam, and we'll see you then. Okay. So, that reminds me, don't discuss the exam until I say that it's okay to do that, because there are people who will be, after the conflicts exams resolved, there are still people who need to take it. Okay. If you have questions, you can send me an email, maybe an ed forum if it's a question that's general. Other than that, good luck, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. All right, bye.